So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
So being that the flagship beer is somewhat of an approachable, like, you know, for like an entry level, it's not going to scare away the craft or the new people who are new to craft. Would you define Magic Hat as somewhat of a not a gateway brewery, but like all the beers I've had from you guys have been
like approachable, right?
Approachable is the word I'm looking for. Thank you, and I mean that in a really positive way because I feel like they get not a bad rap, but they don't get enough props in the sense of like there's the craft beer market, 12% of the states, but then the other 7, whatever it is, 88%. Like
these are great beers to pull some.
I know you have some crazy shit. You know, we've had the Belgian Quad. I've had a bunch of the other ones that I'm like, oh, you know, even like those ones are intense for me as a beer nerd. So I know, but I feel like you guys have a larger amount of approachable beers than some other breweries. Is that intentional?
I would say to a certain extent, yes.
Yep.
You know, one of the things that I've always said, and one of my big philosophies around beer is I will always be a beer appreciator and a beer promoter, but I will check myself at the door and refrain from where it gets into some dangerous or potential like snobbish categories.
Right.
You know, so beer is meant to be enjoyed by the masses. Like it's supposed to be a drink for the people. So far be it from me to say that the number of people that are buying number 9 or buying the approachable styles all the time are wrong.
Right.
I understand there are going to be different tastes, and you're not always going to please every drinker all the time.
No.
But beer doesn't have to be this crazy sacred thing that's like, ooh, I was able to get this one bottle once, and it's on this giant pedestal, and I'm going to pour 4 ounces, and it's going to be like, you know, a come to Jesus moment. Like, sometimes you just need a beer that is well-made, defect-free, and good and refreshing.
Right.
Now, obviously, you can do that across a number of styles, but having, to me, the humility to make something that's approachable and can even tickle the people who don't lean towards giant IPAs is a good thing.
Right.
You know, as a brewer, if I can't and my staff can't brew all styles well, then we've got some work to do. So,
okay, interesting. Just wasn't sure as far as if there was somewhat of a like you went out there because you said this was a fluke, not a fluke, but like it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to make a beer that everybody loves and. That's what's going to keep the lights on type of thing.
Well, it was intended to be a beer that everybody loves, but at the time it was only supposed to be seasonal.
A one-off, a seasonal,
right.
And then people loved it so much, kept it on, and that's become your flagship beer now, really.
Yeah. So, you know, far be it from me or anybody else inside the company to say, like, you know, if everybody loves this, no, we won't give it to you. I mean, we have the ability being with we've been around for 23 years. We have a pretty large-scale production brewery right now. So we can make things in quantity. And I understand why some breweries want to stay smaller. It's just a different business model. And to each their own. There's nothing wrong with doing smaller scale stuff. There's nothing wrong with growing to a certain size and being happy with it. We just happen to go a different direction and have grown beyond just the state and are in 42 states currently, and it's just what it is.
Right.
So.